Good morning, and we are live and welcome to this 3-day or three-part live series with me. I am Sabine Masaru. I am your host, and what we're going to be doing over the next 3 days, same time, same place, at 10 o'clock British summertime, we're going to be talking about how you can double your income and your impact as a female entrepreneur. And I've put this together specifically for you so that you can implement as we go along, because I think it's really, really important that the tools that you're going to be getting, that you can implement at the same time. So it's going to be very short, sharp, and to the point. So I'm going to also have some PowerPoint slides to help you just visualize what it is, what the roadmap looks like. But it's going to be basically three parts. Okay, so the three parts are setting your foundations, and quite a lot of you actually, I hear a lot of my clients saying that they're overwhelmed, they're not having a clear pathway, or they're not clear what they should be doing every single day in their business to get those clients, to create the momentum and to attract the right people. So we're going to address that today. Tomorrow, on Thursday, we're going to talk about the foundations as to what is really going to convert. Because the thing is, I can teach you, how to create all these amazing systems and how to go out about and sort of get your clients and to attract clients and do social media and Facebook ads and all of that wonderful stuff. But if you don't have the foundations in place, like your messaging and your offer, you're going to find it really hard. You probably get all the people, but then the things aren't converting and you don't know what to do with them. Okay, so this is very, very important. A lot of people kind of skip that because it's such a sexy topic, like, creating a lead magnet. And of course, we'll do that. We'll do that on day 3. I promise you. On day 3, we will go and get those clients. But we're going to talk a bit about foundation today and tomorrow. So I hope that's okay with you. Let me know. And and I would like you to also do some homework. So I'm going to ask you just to write something. It's very, very simple. Today we're gonna put together success habits. Okay, so we're gonna look at what are you doing right now in your business, and what are the things that you can cut out, and what are things that you actually should be doing. Okay. So please do your homework, and for those that are doing all the 3 homeworks and are showing up, whether it's on replay, give me hashtag replay if you're tuning in later. If you are watching this and you're here, you're going to get my launch, one-page launch and course creation checklist. Okay, you're going to get this for free on Friday. So there's a little goodie for you. Before we get started, so let me just introduce myself, and also I want to position why is this so important. So I'll grab my screen, I'll share my screen, and grab the PowerPoint deck. So as I said, this is 3 days, and through the 3 days, we're going to go through the 9-step blueprint. So there's going to be 9 steps in total, but each of the days we're going to look at 3 steps so we can actually make more impact and more income. So the 3 things we're going to talk about are obviously to help you create a profitable online business with the clarity, help you leverage online systems and grow your impact and income, and generate leads and convert them into sales. These are the 3 blocks. Now, why is it so important to talk about it? Well, I think, you probably have guessed, if you are not building a successful online business, then potentially you'll be out of work. You're not going to be able to make that impact and help others. You're not being able to fulfill your purpose, and you may be out of business, not making any income. So it is super important to have all these pieces in place. And the 9 steps and what we're going to be doing over the next 3 days is really going to give you, obviously, if you're not going to do it, you won't have the clear roadmap. I will give you that clear roadmap, that predictable and sustainable business, because it's all about building something that works for you all the time. If you don't have that, obviously you won't have that. We won't have enough leads, sales. You might be overwhelmed, confused, always stressing about trying to get leads manually, and you may spend the majority of the time reinventing yourself. That's what happened to me in my business quite often. I would reinvent and put another program out there, another lead magnet, something else, because it wasn't working. Okay, so it's creating something that's stable and that you can actually test and build upon. And some of the things can be automated as well. Why now? Well, we know the pandemic, has actually created some opportunities. People are more than ever starting their own businesses online, and with that comes obviously opportunity in terms of more clients, but there was also more competition at the same time. And most businesses actually fail within the first, or a lot of businesses fail within the first 3 years, right? So 20% in the first year and 60% within the first 3 years. So that just goes to show, if you're not building a solid foundation, this may, it may be a cause of failure. Okay. The good thing is the technology is much simpler now. We have all the platforms, we have the tools available to make it work. It's just how we're going to implement it. And of course, more opportunities, people will need the support. Um, Obviously, a lot of businesses starting up, they'll probably need my support. Other people going through mental wellness issues, relationship issues, maybe that's where you come in, right? So a bit about myself. This is me. I'm actually from Austria, so you can see some beautiful pictures on the bottom of Austria. I grew up by a lake, and I used to go hiking a lot in the summer and skiing in the winter. So do that as and when I get home. But now I'm actually in London. So here you have the Big Ben. So I've been in London for about 20 years, and I have two amazing children, which you'll see here on the picture. And about me, as in like, what have I done, and why would you want to listen to me? Well, I guess I have been there, done it all. I've had some failures and I have had some great successes as well. And now I run two businesses, and in one of my businesses, I have a big pool of other coaches that work for me as well. And also, yeah, I've written and launched two best-selling books. So I've done a lot around visibility. I've founded the Quantum Growth Academy, and I've been putting hundreds of women within the academy alongside other fellow coaches that work with me that do mindset, copywriting, Facebook ads, or different kind of pieces. And the Empowerment Portal I just mentioned is a large platform that provides corporate training. And I've also coached almost 1,000 professionals in my previous career, basically my corporate career, where I come from, where I was a senior consultant and project manager. So it's always been in my blood to actually help others, to support others, to coach them, and to sort of help them reach for something better and bigger and more in life. And I felt it myself. I wanted to come out of corporate, because I felt that there was just a glass ceiling for me there, and I just wanted to, yeah, just to be more fulfilled and do something that and really have an impact in the world. And I feel with what I've done, I've also, I'm not sure if it's on that slide, but yeah, I've done huge things on Facebook. I've had my own online TV, LinkedIn as well. So I know how to build audiences and how to convert people into sales as well. So yeah, I'm doing podcasting, online TV series. So that was my first thing really. I started with online TV. I really enjoyed actually interviewing other women and telling their stories, and hence the book came about. The books came about. My third one's now in progress, talking about pandemic and stories of lockdown. So it's really about helping others to become visible and showing, uh, giving them some sort of platform and helping them also in their business to move their business forward. That's sort of my mission. All right, so networking, of course, right? So I don't have an expensive course, by the way. So I do have a link if you want to come and speak to me. It's absolutely possible. I'll leave that link for you as well. So there'll be an opportunity to apply for the Quantum Growth Academy, which is obviously my flagship signature solution program, which is just really an amazing place with other female entrepreneurs who are starting or growing their business. And we're doing everything from mindset, as I already said. I mean, obviously business strategy, technology, mindset, but also have people come in and doing some copywriting with us, social media, anything really. I bring people in, as you know, as you can see, I'm a networking person, and I bring in the people that my members actually need at the right time. So let's go through the three pillars. So today we're going to talk about the pillars. So this is all about clarity. And if you do have questions, I will come back to them afterwards. Please do leave questions and comments. I promise you I'll have a look at them. I just want to make sure the session goes smoothly, and we're going to have about 30 minutes go and do. So it's not going to be too long. I'll just whiz through that and then I'll have a look at the questions afterwards. So tomorrow we're going to look at the build systems and signature solution and all that kind of stuff. So the first 2 days are more foundational, and the third one's really about monetization. It's about doubling your income and your impact. And you can really do this by building all the layers up so they actually fit together nicely. And quite often, other people don't talk about this. They talk about this in isolation. They say, okay, just go and do some Facebook ads. Or go and start a podcast. Well, I don't really quite agree with that, because everything has to work in tandem. So even if you had Facebook ads or a podcast, these are great things that you can do for visibility. But what are you doing, behind that? Like, what's your offer? Like, you're talking to the right people. Do you have the right sales message? Um, does it really solve a problem in a way that it hasn't solved a problem before? So is it, how unique is it? So all of these questions are probably in the background that we need to address before we sort of dive in and do lots of different stuff, because that could be a lot of time actually wasted. And today we actually look at the time, we look at your business, and perhaps in your mind, you can just do a little audit as to, like, okay, where am I at in each of the steps? And we'll build on 3 steps today, 3 steps tomorrow, and then 3 steps on Friday. And you can do an in-depth audit of your business and come away with some really tangible go and to do kind of actions. That's my wish for you. So, well, this will work for everyone who has some sort of services, consultants, therapists. Probably I'm not really talking to e-commerce people or network marketers, although network marketing, I know you can build your own brand, but you don't have that much flexibility when it comes to creating a signature solution program. You are kind of relying on the marketing materials of your company. So I would say coaches, consultants, therapists, course creators, anyone who wants to sell the service online. And and of course, I mean, if I had this when I started my business, I would have been really, really happy, because I was diving right in, and I probably skipped about a few steps, and then I had to come back on myself because things didn't work. So this is really giving you a bit of a step by step. And even if you are already in business, absolutely you can grow from there, because you will see where are the gaps. Are there some foundational gaps? Am I good to go? And this is for those who don't have a clear path and are not quite reaching their goals. Like, goals normally £10,000 or dollars a month is kind of that milestone that people actually would like to achieve. It's that, I guess, it's that sort of monetary, that sort of money that will let you do things and let you be free in your life, and that you can actually enjoy the extra holiday once the pandemic's over and what have you. It's that sort of being able to pay the bills comfortably, and adding those extra things that you want in life. So it's perhaps it's that kind of goal, like it's the £10,000 mark, and it's quite possible to do those kind of numbers. And it depends, obviously, how your structure is, your business model, how many clients you can serve, what your pricing is. But if you have a high ticket offer, £2,000-3,000, you only need a handful of clients, maybe 2-3 clients, right? And that's so super doable. Okay, so and yeah, well, the reason why quite often it's not working is because people are doing the sporadic marketing, things that aren't working the way they hoped, and they have no clear system. And that's what drives them to overwhelm. They don't know what they should be really focusing on and what's working and what's not working in business. Okay, something you're going to fix today, and hence you're not getting enough leads or sales. So you are here at the, you're here perfect. You're perfectly placed if any of this is relating to you. So you want to leverage your time. So if you're here, please let me know which of these actually applies to you most. So yeah, so want to leverage time, increase income, not getting enough sales, or maybe all, no clear path. Okay, so let's dive right in. Right, my throat. Don't know what's happening this morning. Okay, let's go from confusion, no roadmap, no targets, habits. Right, let's talk about habits. I think it's a good one. Not knowing your customers, and it's almost like you're driving a car without the destination. So we're going to actually program your sat nav today. So we're going to look at actually where are you right now, where do you want to go, and then how can we actually make that path clear and smooth. All right. So clarity. That's what we're going to have. So this is kind of the roadmap. So imagine this to be the roadmap, and I've already put the sort of the three layers that we're going to be talking about in the next 3 days. It's your pivot, you build, and you monetize. And we're starting on the bottom floor. We're working our way up. So we're confused, overwhelmed, not enough leads for sales, and then we want to get out a uh, clear path, some sort of automation perhaps in place in your business long term, because that's scalable, and you have a unique solution, and you can make more sales in less time as well. So it's really about creating consistent income without overwhelm, frustration, and detours. So you can audit yourself, as I already said, maybe give yourself between 1 and 10, whereas obviously 1 is like, oh, I've got massive gaps. It's, there's a lot of work, and 10, I'll got everything in place. I'm fine. I'm good to go. Okay. So for today, you will get 30 points because we're going to talk about 3. So do you have any questions? I'm just going to go and check very quickly over. Okay. Right. Let's get started. So the first 3 pillars are focus, success foundations, and customer model. So the focus and the purpose is obviously something that, there's a reason why you started your business. What is that reason? Quite often we forget what the reason was, and we sort of, working our way through, the business, and we are getting more and more busy, and we kind of just lose all track of time, all track of where we actually want to go. So perhaps just refocusing and reconnecting why you started the business in the first place is really, really, really good exercise, because it will give you that focus, it will give you that it will re-energize you, and it will really sort of give you back that drive. So if you're feeling drained right now, write down why did you start your business, and if you could, if you want to post it in the Facebook group, I would be delighted to read it. Why did you start your business? So it could be a little journaling prompt for you. So that's step 1. Step 2 is your success foundations. We're going to talk about this in more depth, and I'll actually take this bit and I'll show you some examples. The success foundations are really your habits. What are you doing every single day to make it happen? Are you connecting with the people? Are you showing up? How are you showing up? When are you showing up? Where are you showing up? Okay, so there's a few things I want to show you today around the success foundation. And then step number 3 is about getting really clear around who your customer really is, inside and out. And quite often we don't do enough deep digging as to what's going on in a customer, like what's going on within themselves, what's going on in their world. How can you tap into their emotions, and how can you talk to their emotions? So that's a really, really important, again, a journaling exercise, and perhaps even a bit of a survey exercise, because you may know a lot of the answers, but to really get into more depth, you might want to go and ask some of the customers or your potential customers in a Facebook group. You might want to get a couple of questions ready and do a bit of a survey, because you really want to get into depth of, what have they tried? what has worked for them, what hasn't worked, and why. And if they were to, create their ideal program or solution, what would it look like? And it's going to give you some really, really great insights. So that those are the first three steps, as in like the foundational pieces. So your homework is to journal on what's my why, and we're going to talk through success foundations. And if you want to put that in action, go and do a customer survey. So one of the ladies who's been working with me, Mary, she is an English coach. So as you can see, this it works for all service providers, doesn't matter what they actually teach. But what happened to her was that they have so she's with the partner running her own business in Brazil, and she was working for the longest time offline, and then pandemic hit and then she needed to go online, and she also wanted to create something that's a bit more that can be scalable, because obviously, as you can imagine, as an English teacher you can only hold so many students in one group. And now she's started to build some assets like videos and workbooks that she can just sell off and have a passive income. So that was really, really useful for her. And B, she had to move online and obviously learn all the different things as to where she can find clients and create, like a solution that she can present online, sales pages and everything else. So that's one of the examples as how this has been used. And obviously Mary came in and she didn't have a clue where to get started. So we had to depict, step one, step two, step three. We've done a lot of work around that, and which is never done before. So it was really, really useful. And the same with Martha. Martha says, that she could see things really, really clearly, and that she doesn't feel overwhelmed anymore once we had done these exercises. So your daily non-negotiables is part of your habit. So now we're going back to step two, because I said we're going to dig into one of the areas each day. We're going to dig into one of the areas in more depth. Okay, and help you really flesh that out. So your daily non-negotiables, why is it important? What is that actually? So these are things that you may want to do every single day without a fail. To set yourself up for some sort of routine, some sort of success routine that will help you, do tasks which are super important and are going to drive your business forward. Quite often we can get entangled with activities on social media and get lost in what we're doing, and maybe it's not even working, right? So this is really going to give you a chance to actually reevaluate what you're actually doing on a daily basis, and perhaps give you a list out of this of the things that you could be implementing and doing every day. Like, for example, it could also be your own like me time, so you could build that in. This is why I said here morning and evening routines. That's the first block. So what are the things that you do when you get up in the morning? You go straight on your phone, or do you have some sort of journaling, meditation, or do you do exercise? Or maybe you do school run like I do. What is it really that you're doing in the mornings and the evenings? How do you start and how do you close the day? It's really, really important, because you can really bring in some meaningful activities that will start you off and will bring in the creativity. So I notice, like, if I do some exercise, if I meditate, I journal, I really tap into the power of my higher self, and I open up some more creative ideas, and I get some answers as to what should I be doing today. What are the things I can do, to be more visible, for example. What are so I pretty much can tap into some of these ideas when you just listen. So what is that for you? Would you like to implement something like this? So there's probably no hard fast rule, so you can do meditation, exercise, journaling. So all of these things are really, really useful to start the day. And then there are the hardcore kind of things like the project type stuff, which I would call. So basically, there are the red, the blue, and the black activities, and we'll probably do a bit of each. So what are they? So the red activities I would call those are the ad hoc type stuff. We are responding to messages on email, on Facebook, wherever messages come through. It's like ad hoc, and we're kind of being interrupted. If you think about it, we're being interrupted with the stuff that we're actually doing. Because ideally, we create a space where we can really be creative. In that creative space, you might want to, do some real. I call them the blue activities. These are the sales activities, are the creation activities. So those are the times when we maybe want to create a new masterclass, or we like now I have a blue activity. I'm showing up, I am serving my clients, I'm serving my community, I am visible. So these are the kind of blue activities. Maybe you want to create a blog post or social media post if you want to write in that time. So, but it means that you want to carve out that time and have that perhaps somehow fixed in your diary where you don't have any disruption. Maybe it's a time when you have sales calls. So I have slots in my diary, when I can take sales calls. I don't take sales calls any time of the day. I have very limited, specific times when I allocate my sales calls, so that on the other times around it, I can actually create different other things, and do whatever other things I have in the diary. And obviously, I have two businesses that I'm running as well, and a family, so it has to be very organized in my diary. Um, and in the end of the day, I don't want to feel guilty, and having to work long hours. And that this non-negotiables has really, really helped me restructure my day and know that I'm not working too much on the red activities. And when I do, then obviously I bundle those, and then I'll shut off my Facebook messages or emails for a little while, and then I bundle that again, and I go back and then answer them in a bundle again. And then I have more time to do the blue activities and the black activities. So the blue activities, as I already said, it's to do with sales, reaching out, being visible, sales calls, any sort of sales and money making activities. You need to build those in to your diary, and it should be a big chunk, a really big chunk. The red should be a small chunk, and the blue should be a huge chunk. And the black activities should also be a fairly big, and I call that the personal development, energy work, me time. And some of it may be already in your morning and evening routine, which is fantastic. Some of the personal development for me is also going to my own mastermind, um, and and perhaps watching some other webinars, or some sort of keeping up to date with what's happening in the market. So that's really where the activities lie. And then you have some delivery activities as well. So obviously I run my mastermind sessions, my one-to-one clients. So that I would say is almost like my blue activities. That's why my blue activities are the biggest chunk in my day. So it's almost like 50% of my day are blue activity. And that's building audiences. That's doing podcasts. That's writing social media posts. I think I would even say doing new banners, or coming up with new concepts, or creating some sort of workbooks for the academy or for my clients. This kind of stuff, right? It's all developing, it's building your asset. So I'd be curious to see, where to do a bit of a brainstorm. What am I doing right now? So maybe you wanna have this two pieces of paper. One is like, what am I doing now? And you want to observe yourself today, tomorrow maybe, right? What am I actually doing in these fields? Where am I a bit light? Where do I want to, you know, put more activities in? And then you make a new list, like, okay, I'd like to run my day like this. And then you plan it around your own time frame, right? There's no right or wrong, or you must do this in the morning, you must do this in the evening. Well, it's up to you when you're going to do it and how many breaks it's just really what are the things that you want to do every single day. And it may not fill up your diary because blue activities could be like could be write one Facebook post, connect to 5 people. I don't know, maybe one more, or do a Facebook Live. It doesn't need to be every day, but it could be just amount to do like 15, 30 minutes a day. And that's a big tick in the box because you have done some sales reach out activities that, over over the time of, a week, a month, the whole year, how much, how much progress you're making, how much impact you're making. You can easily double that impact and that income through just doubling your blue activities and just really checking in with yourself. What are you doing right now? And are you doing enough? Okay. So that's the non-negotiables. I think that's it for today, really. So make it possible, jump. I mean, sometimes you have to, look at what you're doing. And if things aren't working, we've got to move out of our comfort zone and really look at and change, make something, just tweak something. Okay. That's what I encourage you to do. And if you want to work together or if you want to inquire about what I do and so on, I'm just going to leave you with the link. My main sort of offer is the Quantum Growth Academy. This is really where, rather do it yourself and struggling and so on, we come together in a group and we work together, where you get the feedback, where you're being held, where you're part of a group and you're not going to be just a number, because I don't like huge groups and treating people like they're just a number. So it's really a great tight-knit community where we work together on your business. I'm just going to leave a little link. I think I have it somewhere here. And I'll post it also in the Facebook group. So anytime you want to just hop on a call, we can have a conversation. There are different levels for different budgets. So just get on a call. We can have a conversation. I'm not the person who wants to just sell something for the sake of selling it. It's like, right, what is it that you need? What level are you at? And what would be potentially the best suitable support for you and for your budget? That's all. Okay. And I hope I'll see you tomorrow. I really enjoy coming in here and, and helping you out. And yeah, I'd like to see more of you participate and just write, do your homework. What's your why? What's your current habits? Those are the two things. I think there's probably enough as a homework. So what's your why? You can leave it down below in this video and you can have a look at your success habits. Like to see, where do you think you're sort of falling down? And by all means, watch the replay. Maybe, you can get a good screenshot of the template that I've used, but it doesn't need to be anything fancy. It can be a piece of paper. So I will see you tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock. And we'll be looking at some systems and working with you on how to create your signature solution. So I love you and I leave you. We'll see you then.